Hello, friends. In a remarkable display of the quality of equipment the Horde is receiving to continue their invasion, an illegal tourist, he demonstrates the operation of a high-tech projectile made in the field, using a mortar shell combined with an RPG rocket motor. Everything is going according to plan. Ivan keeps providing material. In this case, the Russian state channel Russia 1, one of the Kremlin's main propaganda outlets, did a report on Serhiy Staranenko, who is one of the main Ukrainian civilian leaders. To do this, they showed a segment from Serhiy's channel during their broadcast, where a QR code was visible, linking to a fundraising campaign to finance attack drones for the Ukrainian armed forces. Of course, the Russians thought it was a call from their leader to donate, and they started sending their rubles en masse to the campaign. Serhiy didn't know why donations to his campaign rose so much, but he wasn't complaining. After a while, he realized that the donations were coming from Mordor, and that Olga Skabelova's husband had promoted his campaign's QR code for free all over Russia. Thank you very much, Evgeny Popov. Damn, they even made Budanov smile. A reconnaissance drone from the 238th Unmanned Systems Battalion Black Hawk of the 8th Army Corps encounters a Thor anti-aircraft system, from which all 4 crew members have disembarked for a bathroom break. Feeling watched, they decide to return to their vehicle and make a run for it. Unfortunately, it's already a bit too late, and an attack drone proceeds to issue them the standard fine for invading Ukraine. One seems to have decided to take a nap on the road, while 2 of his colleagues apparently are sunbathing, sitting in the middle of the steppe. They should put on some lotion. Don't get burned. President Zelensky proclaimed June 11 as Unmanned Systems Forces Day. The decree was signed on June 10, 2026, exactly 1 year after the formal creation of this new branch of their armed forces, dedicated exclusively to designing, manufacturing, and operating unmanned aerial, ground, and maritime systems. During their first year of operations, they have achieved extraordinary results, transforming the battlefield and demonstrating the power of technological ingenuity against a numerically superior adversary. Carrying out more than 1.65 million combat missions in which they destroyed or damaged more than 350,000 Russian targets, including military equipment, logistics centers, command posts, air defense systems, and industrial facilities. In addition, they inflicted more than 100,000 casualties on the invaders. Their capabilities range from long-range strategic attack drones like the Lyuti to naval drones, Magura and Sea Baby, which forced Ivan the Pirate's Black Sea Fleet to withdraw from Crimea. And now, a new generation of ground robots that handle logistics, medical evacuations, and reconnaissance. And now, they even fight the invaders directly, saving the lives of Ukrainian soldiers by keeping them out of harm's way. Coordinated operations with special operations forces, intelligence units, and other branches have made it possible to carry out medium and long-range attack campaigns. They are destroying Russian logistics, electronic warfare capabilities, and air defenses far beyond the front lines. What began as an innovation initiative driven by volunteers in garages and workshops near the front has become a professional branch, with doctrine, with its own training programs, command structure, and integration of systems that operate in the air, on land, and at sea. This rapid transformation reflects the adaptation of the defense against the Z invasion, leveraging commercial technologies, rapid iteration, and the application of asymmetric tactics to achieve extraordinary effects. The establishment of this day is a recognition not only of the combat operators, but also of the engineers, developers, and support personnel who have turned Ukraine into a world leader in unmanned systems, influencing military thinking globally, demonstrating that precision, speed, and innovation can counter numerical superiority in 21st century conflicts. On June 10, the 414th Birds of Makyar Brigade paid another inspection visit to the rear of the Horde to make sure that everyone continued to use call signs as instructed by the Defender's command. The first to receive the attention that every invader deserves was a Tor anti-aircraft system, which was observed by the operators of the 131st Reconnaissance Battalion firing its missiles at mosquitoes. After that, it was followed as it moved to a dispersal position in the middle of a forest, where its base and additional missiles were probably located. Once the position was fixed, a swarm of FP2 mosquitoes from the 1st Independent Center was sent, which achieved a direct hit. Afterwards, one of the mid-range attack mosquitoes, a Hornet type from Unit K2, encountered a Buk M3 type anti-aircraft system, moving near the town of Shevchenko, close to Pokrovsk, which is quite strange since it's an extremely exposed area. But well, if Ivan wants to risk them, we're not going to complain. The mosquitoes of the 412th Nemesis Brigade also got on the scoreboard when they visited the port of Berdyansk, where they managed to disable a tugboat. For their part, the 414th Brigade attacked a group of 3 tanker cars that were in a rail yard in Mariupol. Then they went on to launch a furious attack against the command post of the 88th TA Motorized Infantry Brigade of the 3 Army Corps from the Horde, which received a constant stream of mosquitoes that left it completely neutralized. To save themselves, the officers of the Horde tried to flee the position, but the mosquitoes had other ideas and also started going after them. The raid continued until movement at the position stopped. But that wasn't all, since the invaders had the courtesy to gather a large number of supply trucks in what they considered to be a protected position. In the town of Novoazovsk, on the Donetsk front, where they were promptly visited by a swarm from the 414th Brigade, who proceeded without ceremony to demilitarize the entire group of trucks, which, according to reports, were loaded with lubricants, food, and other supplies for Army Group Z, which operates on the front north of Mariupol. This is important. During the night of June 11, the defenders carried out a series of precision attacks against several bridges on the land communication routes between Kherson Oblast and Crimea. The operation focused on several strategic bridges over the North Crimean Canal and managed to disable the Armyansk Bridge. In addition, a concentration of 50 trucks was destroyed from the converted army, which was turned into a brigade army, Army 3rd Army, which was the converted group into a 414th Brigade Army, the 414th Horde that is fighting in the Donetsk area. Operation bridges were stationed nearby, waiting for a temporary bridge to be installed. The operation was a coordinated joint effort involving the 1st Independent Assault Regiment, the famous Da Vinci Wolves, and the 475th Independent Assault Regiment, Code 9.2, and the Alpha Group of the Special Operations Center of the Security Service of Ukraine. Russian forces had diverted their logistics convoys through the Armyansk corridor after Ukrainian attacks damaged the Chongar Bridge between the nights of June 7th and 9th. These strategic points represent vital arteries for the transport of fuel, ammunition, equipment, and personnel between Crimea and the southern front. By methodically attacking the supply lines, Ukrainian forces are increasing the pressure on Russian logistics in the region in an attempt to strangle the invading units fighting at the front. Commander Robert Brovdy has publicly declared his intention to cut off all supply transit to and from Crimea in the near future. The trend among Ukrainian units to show off their most cherished machines is already viral among the defenders, and the 221st Unmanned Systems Regiment didn't want to be left behind. So here they show us the vehicle they use most to deliver to the invaders, a massive and quite lethal dose from what we can see of hospitality. If you want to see additional content about the war in Ukraine, I invite you to visit our 2 new channels where we present information about the war in a different format. Don't forget to check them out. Remember to visit our Patreon, where for just $1, you'll have access to a large number of uncensored videos and documentaries. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel